We're going to get started on time. And for those of you who are fanning yourselves and you're really warm, that's one of the reasons we needed a new building, because there is no temperature control in this building. There's only hot and too hot. So we'll try and get this ceremony over with as soon as we can. We are gathered. First of all, I'm Barbara Vanier. I'm the president of Chesapeake College. And, you know, here we are on this dreary December day. And I'd like you all to imagine that it's the middle or about the third week of August 2015. And the sun is out, and it's probably close to 100 degrees. And it's the first day of classes, and you drive onto the campus, and you come in the main road, and you see a sweeping two-story glass and terracotta building, the new Health Professions and Athletic Center, the HPAC. But that will be the culmination of a long journey. We actually started this process in 2009, and we were going to renovate the PE building. And the PE building is one of the original buildings from the, first was the quad, the 4 buildings on the quad, and then this building. And is Dan Cannon here somewhere? He was supposed to be. Dan is actually, he was here today. He's a member of the original class, so someone who actually got to use this building when it first opened. And is Ed Baker here? Okay, and shortly after the building opened, Ed Baker, one of our longest serving faculty members, moved in. And in fact, his office is still here, as is every piece of paper and other item he has collected over the 42 years. So it's just really nice to have not just a building, but people that really are the history of Chesapeake College. And that's really what we're all about. So we thought we were going to renovate the PE building, and then we realized that we had another goal that we really needed to fulfill, and that was to update and expand our facilities for the health professions. And we wanted to integrate all of the students you see here in their uniforms and the faculty into the life of the campus, and have them be where their science and general education classes are, and the library and the tutoring center. And so we went from a not so simple, but a renovation, to thinking, let's also add facilities, let's add the classrooms and the labs for the health professions. And we greatly expanded the scope of the project. And we began planning what was then called the Center for Allied Health and Athletics. And it has become the largest and certainly most expensive project in the history of this campus. We finished the program statement, which is really the first plan of what needs to be in the building. How many laboratories, how many locker rooms, how many ladies' rooms and men's rooms, and how much space all of that would take. And that enables us to prepare a budget. We gave that to the state, and we received funding from the state in the spring of 2010. And then began the challenge of getting local funding in difficult economic times. We obtained the 3rd required vote in June of 2012 and immediately went out to bid for an architectural firm and selected Marshall Craft and Associates. And Rick Barton, our project manager, and Steve Bates are here. If they could raise their hands so we can say thank you. And that has just been a fascinating process of knowing how much money you have and knowing the physical limitations and getting everything you want within that. And then about halfway through, we began the search for a construction firm, and we hired Barton Mallow, and we have several people with us here: Ben Morgan, Ling Spurl, Patrick Lanninger, Amy Shearer, and Bob Gottenthaler. Are they here? Everybody from Barton Mallow, raise your hands. Thank you. So The work has actually already begun, and depending on which entrance you came in, you'll see the fencing, and that's phase one, that's the utility work. And we are currently out to bid for the subcontractors for phase two, and we are hoping to have as many local firms as possible working on this project, which will create several hundred jobs over the life of the project. And I think I left out some other people who were here. Dave Hoffman and Chris Holden. I remember seeing Dave from Geip Associates, and Kevin Sheeran from DMS and Associates. So they're the two different kinds of engineers working on the project. And we also have with us two people you want to be really nice to. Mike Savage is the chief building inspector who will monitor and make sure we're meeting the code, so they get extra cookies. And John Lane, the fire marshal. So be extra. If you see them, they have name tags, be really nice to them. So work is underway. And in addition to all the people that we hired to do this, so many people on campus had to be part of the planning process. And the first one that I absolutely have to mention left us recently, Monty Garrettson. Where are you, Monty? And Monty either built or rebuilt pretty much every building on this campus, and I know that he didn't leave until he was sure that this one was underway, and we owe him a huge debt of gratitude. And then we have Tim Jones and Anthony Patterson, who took over where Monty and Mike Kilgus left off and are doing a great job. They're both new. And Phil Mertens, also from facilities, and I just want to mention the only man brave enough to show up at the fabric selection committee. Actually, Tim showed up briefly, but he left, but Phil stuck with it. And Miriam Collins, and I want to thank all of them for their work. And we also had a design team, because you have to plan every bit of this, to where are the trays going to be next to the beds in the labs, and how much space do you need there, and how do you set up the ideal surgical technology lab or the apartment for emergency medical technicians and emergency medical services. And so rather than going through names, if you were part of the design team, just raise your hand. We've been working on this for well over a year. And there's one more group of people that I would like to mention, because they are working hard to make sure that this building has the state-of-the-art equipment that all of the people you see here need, so they can indeed prepare for the jobs of the future. And they are the people serving on our foundation board. Steve Oshie is here. Steve is the president of the board and also co-chair of the campaign for Chesapeake College. I thought I saw him over there. Steve, thank you. And I would like to mention that our other co-chair, Cal Gray, is recovering from an accident, but is certainly with us in spirit. And then we have Pete Landon and Morris Sanger, Bill Griffith and Jim Vermillier, and I hope I haven't left anyone out, and if I have, it's all my fault. But thank you very much for all you do for the college. It is now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the Board of Trustees of Chesapeake College, Catherine Poe.
Good afternoon and welcome to this momentous historic occasion, and I don't exaggerate. But before we begin the program, I would like to introduce you to the Board of Trustees of Chesapeake College. Don Bradley, Vice Chair. Would you all please step forward as I call your name? Ms. Blenda Armstead, Ms. Jennifer Doji, Mr. Vaughn Evans, Mr. Thomas Gross, Mr. Matthew Hogan, Mrs. Margaret Myers, Dr. Mickey Pelzar, and Trustee Emeritus Dewey Blades. Would you please stand? We have with us today representatives of our senators who would like to offer their congratulations on this special occasion. We have Ms. Kimberly Cradaville, who will present congratulations from Senator Ben Cardin, followed by Ms. Linda Prohaska, who will read a letter from Senator Barbara Mikulski. Ms. Cradaville, Ms. Prohaska.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here on behalf of Senator Ben Cardin, who sent a certificate to present to the Board of Trustees and the President of the College. And it reads, United States Senator Ben Cardin, for the certificate of special recognition, is presented to the President and the Board of Trustees, Chesapeake College, on the occasion of the groundbreaking of the Chesapeake College Health Professions and Athletics Center, acknowledging the role of healthcare in the future of and economic development on the Eastern Shore. Signed, Benjamin L. Cardin, December 4th, 2013.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's my honor and my privilege to be here today to represent Senator Mikulski. It's my privilege, as always, to represent the senator. It's my honor, as a resident of Talbot County, I receive pretty much the majority of my medical care from nurses and technicians that were trained here in this place. So it's my honor to greet the next generation. Someday one of you, I was a nurse, in fact, that delivered my son, who is a student on this campus today. Someday one of you may get the honor of delivering my grandchild. So it's my honor to be here with you today. My privilege to represent the senator, who I'm sorry, Ms. Poe, I don't have a letter from the senator, but I did speak with the senator yesterday about this event, and I wanted to share with you her reflection of what a unique place Chesapeake College is, what a unique facility this will be, serving the 5 counties. People come out from this place, as I said, to serve all 5 counties, including my own. She knows that it's something that no one county could ever do on their own. So this united effort is really a wonderful example for the state, and she's very grateful to Chesapeake College for the service that you provide. So thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Linda. Also with us today is Mr. Dick Sosi from Congressman Harris's office. Would you step forward? There you are. Thank you. We are also pleased to have Mr. David Beard, the finance policy analyst who helps shepherd capital projects here, who is with us today to represent the Maryland Higher Education Commission. Mr. Beard? We also are honored to have with us State Senator Steve Hershey and State Delegates Jay Jacobs and Steve Arntz. Speaking on behalf of the State Senate and the House of Delegates will be the leadership of the Eastern Shore delegation, Senator Richard Colburn and Delegate Addie Eckhart.
Thank you, Ms. Poe. Fellow elected officials, Board of Trustees, ladies and gentlemen, students, Coach Billick, coached the Ravens to a world championship, and never in 9 years of coaching the Ravens did you ever step illegally on the field I'd like to start by thanking Chesapeake College for inviting Senator Hershey and myself to be here for this momentous groundbreaking. I'm honored to be here not only as a state senator, but also as an alumnus from Chesapeake College. I was recently honored with the Pride of the Peak Award, and back to being a graduate from Chesapeake College, I like to boast that I'm the only person ever to graduate from Chesapeake College that's ever been elected to the House of Delegates and or the Senate. A good friend of mine, Dory Hayes, did some research, and he said, I think, Rich, you're the only Chesapeake College graduate that ever ran for the state Senate or the House of Delegates. So much about me being able to boast about that. But certainly, I've always been proud of Chesapeake College, and whenever the school needs my help, I do whatever I can to help them. This building is sorely needed for Chesapeake College. My assistants help secure 75% of the funding for this new center through state programs and initiatives, primarily the capital budget, the state capital budget. So we thank the counties for their support, but don't forget that 75% of the funding is coming from the state. This project is an incredible opportunity for the college, not only to provide jobs during the construction of the new center, about 300 to 500 jobs total, but also the completion will provide higher education opportunities for nursing and nursing assistant students, radiation and surge tech students, as well as emergency responders. Having programs like these will be made available to Midshore residents means higher paying jobs for Eastern Shore residents, and hopefully our young adults will be able to stay here on the Eastern Shore. It's always fulfilling to see a project come full circle from the drawing boards. I look forward to this groundbreaking and the new health, professional, and athletic center. Again, thank you for inviting me to be here. Go Skipjacks.
Thank you, Senator Coburn. Dr. Viniar, the Board of Directors, thank you for your vision, for your tenacity in working through, along with the state and many local elected officials and the citizens of this district, to move forward on this wonderful new building. I know I had an office in this building back in about 1987 or 88 when the AHEC first started, the Area Health Education Center, and we were located right here along with Chesapeake Health Planning. So it is interesting to come back to the building that I was very familiar with back then. I would like to introduce again our delegates, our newest delegate, Delegate Steve Arntz, if you would stand for me, please. Delegate Jay Jacobs is over on the side. And along with Delegate Hadaway Riccio and Delegate Schmiegel and the rest of the Eastern Shore delegation, we've worked to make sure, along with Delegate Conway and then the Lower Shore, to make sure that the money stayed in the budget. That's our big job on the House Appropriations Committee. And as an Eastern Shore delegation, we're very much committed to seeing that our community colleges thrive, because it's our community colleges that often become the launching pad for jobs in our jurisdiction. And we know that whatever happens in the future with healthcare reform, there is a tremendous need for our health professionals. So all of you out there, it's so good to see so many in uniform. Congratulations, keep up the good work. You can clap, that's a good applause line. We're all not getting any younger. And to all of our athletes out there, you go for it. You are our inspiration. It's an applause line. Because it's what you all model for us that all of the citizens will need to do. Take responsibility for their health, learn all about discipline and wellness, so that we can stay out of the facilities where the rest of the group will be providing the services as it transforms to the community. But I'm delighted to be here. Congratulations to all of the people around the wall. Now, you all need to give them an applause line, because it takes a community to make this happen. God bless you and thank you.
Chesapeake College is unique in the state of Maryland because we serve 5 counties, not 1, but 5. And here today from Caroline County are Commissioners Wilbur Levengood, and Larry Porter. Speaking on behalf of Caroline County is Commissioner Jeff Grist.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we actually got an invitation. As many of y'all probably know, Caroline was one of 2 counties that voted to not fund this project. And Dr. Viniar did say that she assured me that there wouldn't be any softballs, basketballs, baseballs, or syringes being thrown at me or from behind me either. So, no, And I'm glad that we did get the invitation. So I'm glad that I do have the opportunity to speak, because just because we didn't fund or we agreed not to fund, it doesn't mean that we don't support the project. And there's a distinct difference. All three county commissioners in Caroline County attended Chesapeake College. I was here for 2 years in the early 90s, and put that in perspective, some of you probably weren't even born then. And during those 2 years, I played baseball and played soccer. So I spent a lot of time in this gym. I spent a lot of time in this building. And it was worn out then. And just looking around, it hasn't gotten any better. So the timing is absolutely perfect for the college, for this project. Actually, it could have probably been done a little sooner, as many of you all know. But unfortunately for Caroline and Dorchester County, the timing wasn't so good. We're at the end of a long recession, and we've deferred a lot of projects for a long time. And for us, it was just a matter of that these other projects were just more critical at the time. But that being said, I want to stress the fact that this is huge. This is absolutely huge for not just the county that I represent in Caroline, but it's also huge for the region. And we're going to have a state-of-the-art building. We're going to have a state-of-the-art nursing center. It's something that we can be very proud of. And we will be proud of it. No matter where you live, we're going to be proud of this building. Moving forward, I just hope, I represent Caroline County, and it's coming from all three commissioners. We hope this project finds its way through its submission. We hope that the general contractor, the subcontractors, the college, Dr. Vinier, we wish you all the best of luck. And hopefully the next time we'll be here and we'll be opening a great building. So thank you.
Representing Dorchester County today for the commissioners is Keisha Hayes, and she's the Director of Economic Development. Thank you for representing Dorchester, Keisha. From Kent County, we are pleased to welcome to the podium Mr. Ronald Fithian, President of the Kent County Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing us to take part in this today. As she said, my name is Ron Fithian. I'm President of the Board of Kent County Commissioners, and I'm thrilled to death to be here today. My only reason for being here is to bring the best wishes from all of those in Kent County who think this is such a great project. People of Kent County are proud of Chesapeake College. We're proud of the fact that we are one of the supporting counties of Kent County, and we look forward to a great future here in Chesapeake College with the addition of such a great project. Thank you, and thank you for allowing me to be part of such a special day. Thank you.
From Queen Anne's County, we are pleased to acknowledge Commissioner David Dunmere and welcome to the podium Commissioner Philip DeMino.
You'll notice there's a pattern here. I think it's oldest to youngest. No, most important elected official down to the least important. But we played your county, my county elected officials, my equals in the 5 counties get a lot of the credit, in my opinion, in making sure that this project moved forward. Yes, it was not a unanimous in all 5 county commissioners to fund this program, but it was in Queen Anne's County, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that the project goes through. We're as excited as anybody else is. Queen Anne's County is excited to be involved in helping create this state-of-the-art allied health center and the revitalization of the athletic center. There's a good friend of mine by the name of Billy Faust who works here, and I think the last time I was in this gym, he had pointed out that these big massive pieces of equipment in the corner where your heating and your air conditioning units here. He said those 2 are broken, so we're stealing the parts from these 2 to keep those 2 going. The nursing program is important too. I have an opportunity at one point for some continuing education classes at the nursing program they have in Anne Arundel Community College. And after visiting that facility, I wanted one of our own just like it, if not better, here at Chesapeake College. We've had that opportunity, and we're going to get that opportunity. And like Jeff, we're looking forward to seeing this facility open up in 2015. There were some difficult budget challenges that the county's had here. We all agreed that the timing and the funding of this project wasn't the best, but when something as important as this comes in front of you, you have to make sacrifices in order to make things like this happen. So, on behalf of the Queen Anne's County Commissioners, best of luck to Dr. Vineyard, the rest of the staff here, and congratulations to you all, you athletes, and you nurses who are going to benefit from this. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Here today from Talbot County are Councilman Andy Hollis, County Manager John Craig, and Ms. Paige Bethke, Director of Economic Development. Thank you for coming. And speaking on behalf of Talbot County is Councilman Corey Pack.
Thank you very much. Talbot County wants to say congratulations to you all. This was a fight worth fighting. As many of the other speakers said, it was a very contentious discussion during a very lean budget time, but we believed in Talbot County that this was the right thing to do, to look forward into the future and make sure that this college existed not just for today, but for tomorrow and for generations to come. So we wholeheartedly supported this initiative, and to see this building erected, and to see more students, not just from here to the 5 counties, but from students from all across the state of Maryland and into Delaware, come here to Chesapeake College because we believe in the future of this college and what you stand for. Andy Hollis here in the council, President Bartlett, President Duncan, Commissioner Duncan, and Commissioner Price could not be here with us today, but they also send their well wishes to you. We in Talbot County are excited that this was not a rolling delay, so we wanted to make sure, I guess some of you didn't get that joke, we just wanted to make sure that this project was one that we could put a pin in and say that Talbot County supported. So Dr. Vineyard, to your staff, to the board, to the students, this is a school of champions. I was able to meet some of your champion girls basketball, ladies basketball team a couple of years ago, and all the success that they had a chance to meet some of the nurses when you guys came down to Talbot County during our budget sessions. So we're excited for you, and we're happy to be a part of this, and we just want to wish you the best in the future, and we'll be back once this building is erected and we do the ribbon cut, and we'll be back again to celebrate with you. So from Talbot County, we say congratulations and keep pressing ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Now, the real reason we're here are the students of Chesapeake College. Although these students who are sitting here today will probably not benefit from the new Health Profession and Athletic Center because they will have graduated, all right? But they have been staunch advocates for funding, and they recognize the value of our project for future students. Before we hear from our student speakers, please join me in applauding the Chesapeake College students who are here today. And to piggyback on what Councilman Pack just said about our women's basketball team, I don't know if you know it, but for the first time ever, they are our nationally ranked women's basketball team. First time ever. Now, please welcome to the podium Mr. Brian Bingle, a student athlete and Chesapeake College assistant soccer coach. He will be followed by Ms. Angela Green, a senior nursing student, and Mr. Michael McCartney, a nationally registered paramedic student. Would you three come forward, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for attending this groundbreaking ceremony. My name is Brian Bingle, like she said. Thank you again. I have been a student athlete at Chesapeake College for 2 years. I have played soccer, and I've also been the assistant coach for the soccer team. This semester, I've had the privilege of working with Dr. Baker in the fitness center, and throughout the 2 years of attending this institution, I have used the facility nonstop for myself and to help others improve their fitness and their health. I've watched many students come and go and athletes grow and mature within the athletic facility. As we all know, the college semester can be mentally exhausting on us, and the facility helps many of us relieve stress. And academics is the most important part of coming to an institution, and this facility also helps us prepare ourselves academically by taking our mind off finals and tests and our grades and all. So not only does this help us improve our health, but it also helps us achieve the main goal, and that's our academics. The new improved athletic building will feature more room and space. This will allow more students to be able to use it, as the old building was unable to fit many people within it. The athletic building will have nothing but positive effects on Chesapeake College. It will benefit the students, the student athletes, and the staff, and everyone else that uses the building. Again, I would like to thank everyone for attending this groundbreaking ceremony, and Mr. Frank Szymanski for everything he does for the student athletes.
Good afternoon. My name is Angela Green, and I'm a senior nursing student at the Chesapeake College with Queen Gibbs Willis Nursing School. I would like to thank the Chesapeake College Board of Trustees, President Vinier, and other distinguished guests for being here today. At our current Allied Health location, there is limited lab and classroom space. There is one room dedicated for students to gather and study, which has limited space as well. And we sometimes feel as though we are a disturbance to the rest of the hospital. Also, because classes are held off-site, the Allied Health students feel disconnected from Chesapeake College. The new Health Professions and Athletic Center will provide larger classrooms and a spacious, state-of-the-art simulation lab. It will give students the opportunity to work with more modern and advanced technology that is likely to be used in today's workplace. In addition, with the new facility located on main campus, the students will have access to the various valuable resources that Chesapeake College offers. On behalf of the past, present, and future Allied Health students, I would like to thank the 5 surrounding counties, Caroline, Dorchester, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot, for making this a dream come true. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael McCartney, and I would like to welcome everyone here on behalf of the Chesapeake College Emergency Services Program. For the past year and a half, I have been enrolled in the paramedic program, and over the years, I've seen our instructors go through great lengths to provide us with the best technology, our learning environment, and our classroom space, and also our outside resources as well. Today, we're going to take EMS education to the next level with this new building. In years past, we've been limited by time and space constraints as well. We have dealt with parking issues, limited classroom space, and outside influences. Throughout this, we have still managed to produce some of the best providers recognized in the state of Maryland. Our alumni have gone on to work not only in the 5-county area, but have expanded out as far as Ocean City and the District of Columbia as well. With the efforts made by the administration, instructors, and Chesapeake College, we have been able to put forth the effort to provide our future Allied Health students with an environment capable of producing better healthcare providers than we're already doing today. Just to touch on that note, last year, our National Registry Practical Program, we were able to have 100% passing rate, and that's with the resources that were given to us at this time. The plans for The plans for the new building have instituted separate learning areas for each department to allow for the multiple classes to go on at the same time and not have to worry about the conflicting classroom time that the nursing students were speaking of before. Now that each department will have separate lab areas as well, the EMS program is going to be instituting several new areas. These are to include a mock apartment, a mini indoor ambulance, and also a mini emergency department as well. Each of these areas is going to be capable of video recording the students and allow for proper feedback to allow the students of the future to gain real-world feel, and again, allow for that step-by-step review. Furthermore, the location of the building alone will allow for more exposure to the outside world, those who aren't involved in healthcare now. And will hopefully attract more curious minds who have wanted to become involved with this crazy world we all know and love today. With this extended outreach, we will continue to attract, reach, and develop our providers of tomorrow. To all those involved, the staff, the administrators, students, and support agencies, I wish to thank you all in providing this opportunity to provide for a better and more fulfilling environment to produce the ones who might save your life. Thank you.
May have heard our next guest sports reports on many local radio stations. Ever since Brian Billick, former head coach of the Baltimore Ravens and NFL analyst, moved to the shore, he's been an active member of the community. He is currently the honorary chair of Setting Sail, the campaign for Chesapeake College. We are proud to call him our neighbor and friend. Please welcome Brian Billick.
Actually, I'm here, I think, to help kind of kick things off, and I've got to say, with the number of politicians you have here and an ex-coach, this is amazingly brief. I appreciate that. You know, and I will be brief, as a new member of the community, thrilled to be a part of this, and I will tell you, if I've learned nothing, it's the fact that as a coach, teacher, leader, they're all the same thing. They're interchangeable. You could take any text, any treatise, and replace one name with the other and would make complete sense. But I would tell you, having done this for close to 40 years, that as a coach, that leads to leadership, and that's what I see when I see out here is the leadership, that I have learned one thing, that people don't follow you because of what you say. They follow you because of why you say it. And the reason why we're here, the cutting edge of what Chesapeake College is, we're reminded daily, on almost a daily basis, that our educational system in this country is struggling to keep up within the world environment, and we know that government services alone can't do it. It takes the private sector, it takes people like you, and that's the good thing, because even though you're not going to be able to participate once this building, you're going to be graduated, we are going to expect you to come back and help donate to help pay for that building. So that's part of your obligation, but I'm thrilled to be a part of it. It's going to be a great countdown for us as we move towards the opening of this building. You're to be applauded, everybody here, because it does take a lot of effort to get it done, for that leadership because of why we're here. Thanks.
Brian is the only person after whom I have to pull this down. I just realized that I did forget two people. David Nagel is here, former president of the foundation. I said, is that Buck Duncan over there? I want to say thank you to Buck. And my predecessor, who built many buildings and renovated other buildings on this campus and also built great people, Stuart Bounds. Thank you, Stuart. And our student speaker mentioned the McQueen Gibbs Nursing School, which is currently located at Memorial Hospital at Easton. And I know Patty Willis is here. I'm not sure about Ken Kozel from Shore Health Regional Systems. Patty and Ken, thank you. They have been your home for over a decade, and even when the program moves, we will continue to act in partnership to make sure that we are preparing the people for the jobs that are there, and many of you will be working in that system, so that's an ongoing partnership. And Kelly Griffith is also here from Talbot Schools, and another one of our partners. So now, those of you who actually read the program have probably noticed that it doesn't say groundbreaking. And that's for two reasons. One, it's December, and we didn't want to take a chance on being outside in the cold and maybe having frozen ground. And the other is, we can't actually break this ground because our athletes still need to play here, and they will be for 2 more weeks. So we have another way to mark this occasion, and it's one I think is very appropriate for the building. And I'm going to ask Brian to do the honors, and Captain Jack is going to lead us in a countdown to construction. Thank you all for being here, and I hope we'll have other celebrations before then, but we will see you all at the grand opening in August 2015. Please have some refreshments.